All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Finally, welcome back. It's been quite a while. Okay. Yes. Welcome back to WWE 2K19 Universe Mode. Now, the obvious question right off the bat. Why am I not playing 2K20? 2K20 is the newest game in the series. Well, 2K20 is a dumpster fire, and I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. That's the reason why. So, uh, right. I believe I covered most most of the stuff that's really necessary um, in my previous video. So I won't dwell too much on going over the shows and all these other things. However, you will notice some differences in championships and the belts. I found a nice new design for the World Heavyweight Championship. And due to the results of the fucking clown shoes WrestleMania that was held just a few days, a week or two ago, and I call it clown shoes because, God, this whole quarantine and the lockdown and shutdown of everything has basically ruined pro wrestling right now. Because since you're not allowed to have that many people in close proximity because of uh, the pandemic and everything, large group gatherings, things like shows, live television shows with live audiences, doesn't really, it doesn't fly with things. So, yeah, if you've been watching Monday Night Raw, just as WrestleMania was, it's I don't know if they're still doing it live or if they're taping these ahead of time, but the show is being held at the WWE's Performance Center, which is their training facility, basically. And this is where WrestleMania was held this year. Because despite the fact they were originally going to hold it in, I think, Tampa, um, everything's shut down, so that was a no-go. Um, but the WWE or Vince was just like, well, we have to have WrestleMania. We can't just cancel it and move on. We can't just put things on hold until this quarantine and everything ends. No, we have to keep doing shows because despite the fact that continuing to do shows at the Performance Center, this tiny little warehouse of a venue with no crowd and a tiny little stage, everything, it looks so bad. And it's not just the WWE doing this, it's AEW as well. They have they've been doing their shows with no audience as well. And it looks kind of even dumber when they have members of the roster sitting at ringside for these matches and these shows. But anyways, I was talking about um, the results of WrestleMania. Well, because of what happened at WrestleMania, um, Drew McIntyre is now your World Heavyweight Champion. He won the Royal Rumble back in January before all this quarantine bullshit happened. He won the Royal Rumble, and in that match, despite the fact that Brock was already holding the World Heavyweight title at the time, I believe, Brock was in the Royal Rumble as well. Again, despite the fact he was already holding the World Heavyweight title, which is supposed to be against the rules. People who are holding the top championships, you ain't in the Rumble because you don't have any need to be in the Rumble. I guess they were trying to do some stupid bullshit where if Brock won, he would go after the Universal Championship and either unify the two belts or he would just be a double champion, which would be asinine because he already barely defended the one belt, let alone defending both of them. So that was probably the reason why Brock didn't win. But during the Rumble, Drew used his Claymore kick and knocked Brock's big ugly ass out of the fucking ring and eliminated him from the Rumble. So that set up the feud. When Drew won the Royal Rumble, he decided to go after Brock, and he ended up winning the title, and so he's now your World Heavyweight Champion. And I found this nice custom version of the World Heavyweight title. It's basically a modified version of the NXT Championship, but I like it. It looks really nice. This is actually the current version of the Intercontinental Championship belt. That's the actual one that they use in the WWE, or at least the design on it is correct. I don't know if the belt is shaped correctly, and Sami Zayn actually is your Intercontinental Champion. I don't know exactly how that happened. If I remember correctly, it was like a 3-on-1 handicap match. Braun Strowman, I believe, was Intercontinental Champion, or was it Kevin Owens? I can't remember. But either way, whoever it was that was champion went up against the team of Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and there was a third person, I think. But even though Sami's basically been nothing but a mouthpiece here lately, he won the damn match, got the pinfall, and thus became Intercontinental Champion by the rules of the match. Whoever it was that pinned, or whoever it was that scored the pinfall, would either retain or become the Intercontinental Champion. Yada yada. The Street Profits won the Raw Tag Team titles. Was that at WrestleMania? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I still have the Raw Women's Championship vacant. Currently in the real world, it's Becky Lynch. But since I still have her as the undisputed Women's Champion, I felt it wasn't necessary to have her be Raw Women's Champion as well. And speaking of women's titles, the women's tag team titles, for some idiotic reason, the team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And I had to get a updated creation of Nikki Cross. So there's that. SmackDown. I found a nifty creation somebody made. They took the old, the WCW or whatever you want to call it, the big gold World Heavyweight Championship belt, and they put the word Universal over World, so now it says Universal Heavyweight Championship. And I did a little modification myself. As you can see, the red jewels around the center plate, it was originally colored to be a Raw Championship, but since the Universal title is on SmackDown now for some idiotic reason, I decided to change. You can see on the side plates there's this blue background in the WWE logo. I made that myself, or customized it myself, and now it's the SmackDown Universal Heavyweight Championship. Andrade is your United States champion currently. Oh, yes. Currently, in the real world, on SmackDown, your tag team champions are The Miz and John Morrison in a reforming of their old tag team from years ago. But I don't have a creation of John Morrison, and I don't really feel like getting one. So I'm just going to leave the tag belts on the New Day. And I went and got the nice heel outfit for Bayley, who is your SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, the only problem with the creation is it couldn't change her hair. When Bayley turned heel, she cut her hair. She got rid of the stupid side ponytail. And she's got basically what's like a bob kind of hairdo, where it kind of cuts off here. But I got the outfit. It's a pretty good creation of the outfit. NXT. I believe Adam Cole is your NXT champion. I had to get a download of this fugly fuck because he's your NXT North American champion. I had to get a new creation of Matt Riddle because the one I had was bad. But he teamed up with, I think that's Pete Dunne? I'm not sure. But they call themselves the Broserweights. Stupid fucking tag team name. And then another stupid fucking decision. Charlotte Flair decided to take her ass back down to NXT, and she became NXT Women's Champion, defeating whoever the fuck it was. Velocity, there's not really much to report there. In the real world, the Cruiserweight Championship is on NXT. I think that's a stupid fucking idea. So, I'm just going to leave. It's not 205 Live anymore. It's been rebranded as Velocity, bringing back one of the old WWE shows. Don't know if I covered that in the last video. I probably did. But right now, the Cruiserweight Championship is, I believe, vacant. And they're supposed to be having a tournament to crown a new temporary champion. I can't remember. I don't really know the circumstances surrounding why the title had to be vacated or why they're doing this tournament, but whatever. We also have the Light Heavyweight Championship, which is going to be the mid-card title for them, and then the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles. And you'll notice that the three main shows there all have their own Money in the Bank briefcases. Yeah. Then, of course, there's Warzone. This hasn't changed. We have all the nice ECW titles. Victor Craven has the world title. Kevin Thorne. I still haven't been able to find a better creation of Kevin Thorne, and I have been looking. But he still has your world television title. The Ascension Boys still have the world tag team titles. Ariel still has the women's championship. And my boy Jego has the hardcore championship. And then we already showed WCW. There's not really much going on there. Um, that team actually needs to be broken up because in the real world they don't. They're breaking up in the real world. Um, and sure, I could just leave them, but I don't really care. Uh, I couldn't really think of a better tag team name for Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I still have the Boss and Hug connection. Um, they should be set. I believe I made them individually as heels. And they have a rivalry with Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. Don't know why. Johnny Fandango and Tyler Breeze are on NXT. So I have them on NXT as well as Warzone. Um, the other new development that's kind of sad is that just a few days ago, the WWE decided to fire a bunch of people. And Primo and Epico here were two of the ones fired. Um, the two of them haven't really been doing anything lately, and they've really been just floundering for a long, long time. So the WWE finally getting around to releasing them is probably a blessing in disguise for these two. They'll probably either end up in AEW or they will go to some other wrestling promotion, possibly one in their native Puerto Rico. Um, but I'm sure they'll probably be a lot happier elsewhere because the WWE's treated them like shit for a long time. Um, the Fortunate Sons, I never really saw these guys on NXT, but apparently they've been moved up to SmackDown. So I moved them up to SmackDown. That team doesn't even exist in the real world. Alicia Fox got released by the company a long time ago because she got drunk or something. She's been battling with alcohol addiction. And they just up and fired her. These two have also been fired, which that kind of sucks for Hawkins. But for Ryder, I couldn't give a shit less because if you've watched any of my WWE related videos, you know that I have a burning hatred for Zack Ryder. The guy's a fucking tool. Matt Hardy, I believe his contract ran out with the WWE. He's in AEW now. So, he wasn't fired. His release happened a while back. Heath Slater got fired. Rhino's been out of the company for a while. Last I heard, he was in TNA. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I went ahead and made them a tag team just because I didn't really know what else to do with them. I've still got those two set as a team. We're going to have to do some stuff with that. That whole group. That whole thing. Those two I have set up to be... Oh yeah, TJP's not even in the company anymore, and he hasn't been in a long time. I had those two set up as a tag team. They were going to go after the tag team, the Cruiserweight tag team titles. We got the New Day. Oh, and then there's another unfortunate thing. For some idiotic reason, despite the fact that they just showed up at WrestleMania, AJ Styles had this idiotic match with The Undertaker called a Boneyard match, which was pre-taped from the looks of it, or from the sound of it. I didn't actually see any of this shit. But it basically took place in this fake ass looking graveyard setting, and AJ took on the Undertaker. Undertaker almost basically bringing back his biker taker persona, and Gallows and Anderson tried to help AJ out during the match, got their asses kicked for their troubles, and then after the match is over, and after, the next week or so, Anderson and Gallows are now fired. They were a part of the huge group firing that happened. So, despite the fact that they're one of your best tag teams, they're gone. Uh, the Revival got released a while back. I don't think they were part of the mass firing, but they haven't been in the company for a little while. The Riot Squad. Sarah Logan, I believe, is her name. Yeah, the one on the right. She got fired as well. Really don't know why. I think Eric Young was also a part of the group firing. He'll probably end up going back to TNA. Alexander Wolf has been in NXT UK, I think. Killian Dane, I think, is in regular NXT. One of those guys hasn't been in the company for a long time, and I don't know about the other one. Sarah Logan is actually married to one of these guys. I believe it's the guy on the right. I'm not sure. But that's it for all the teams. Aiden English was another person who was fired. He was doing commentary for some reason. Oh. I don't remember if Apollo Crews was part of the firing. I don't think he was. But I don't really know why they wouldn't fire him. They haven't been doing anything with him. I really should find an updated outfit for Baron Corbin, but the problem is his hair's completely gone and he wears a completely different outfit. Plus, this new King Corbin gimmick is trash. There's Bayley. I have her set as a heel, that's right. Becky's, yeah. Bianca Belair, for some reason, got moved up to Raw. And I think she's been feuding with Becky Lynch. But I don't know why the hell she got moved up from NXT, because her gimmick is terrible, the ponytail is stupid, and it's really just a bad gimmick. Jesus Christ, Bobby Lashley, what the fuck? Oh. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, Braun Strowman won the Universal title from Goldberg at WrestleMania. So, yeah. And no, I haven't bothered to get a new updated outfit for Bray Wyatt or his retarded ass Fiend character. I'm not interested at all. Lesnar, yeah. He's going to be feuding with Drew McIntyre, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Buddy Murphy, I have him, as you can see there, allied with Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain. That's actually a thing on the real show. God, Seth Rollins is a fucking tool. Um, yeah, he got pissy about people ragging on him on Twitter, and anyways, the punchline is he turns heel in the WWE, like the actual show, and now he's this douchebag, thinks really highly of himself, and he went and got himself a group. First, he recruited the Authors of Pain, and then he recruited Buddy Murphy, who they renamed to simply Murphy. I don't know if Cedric Alexander was one of the ones that got fired. I don't know. Some people from NXT got fired, and I'm not sure if this guy wasn't one of them. Chad Gable needs to have, well, not really needs to have, but in reality, they've renamed him to Shorty G and given him this really ugly. He's got his hair cut. It's just really bad. Jericho is in AEW. Christian apparently became retired because he had too many concussion things, and they wanted to keep him out of harm's way. So that's why he's been absent, and he just kind of vanished. Like, I don't even remember them doing a segment where he actually, like, officially retired or anything. He just disappeared. But for some reason, they've kept him in the games. I don't know why. Hawkins, we already talked about him and Ryder. Curtis Axel. I don't know why the fuck they keep him around, because he's really not that good. I got a new version of him because he's now known as Damian Priest. It was Punishment Martinez was his name before. Dana Brooke. I don't know if she was fired or not, but they really haven't been doing much with her. Daniel Bryan is back to being a face again. Eh. Oh yeah, part of the Revival. Ambrose, we know he's in AEW. I'm still gonna use him anyways because I always liked Ambrose. And his one enemy down there you can see is EC3, who was also one of the ones who got fired. I'm not sure if she wasn't maybe one of the ones that got fired. I think she was. Oh. This is a new character that I found on the community creations. And I liked the look of her and decided to make her an ally of my girl Angel. And so they're both going to be on Warzone and WCW. Ziggler and Bobby Roode are a team. That's a thing, yeah. Yeah. There's EC3. Him and the guy who's his manager as well, Drake Maverick, was also fired during that whole group of firings. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, Edge came back, and I couldn't give a shit less, because I always hated Edge. He's been feuding with Randy Orton, and it's just bad. Epico Primo and Eric Young, I already mentioned they all got fired. Eric Rowan, I believe, also got fired. after this really stupid freaking gimmick of having him carry around this cage with a cloth over it to cover it so people couldn't see what was inside it. After weeks and weeks and weeks and months of him carrying this thing around, not letting anyone peek inside to see what was inside the damn cage, they finally revealed it. A big, giant fucking spider, which looked fake as all hell. After all of that, and then they fire him. This is stupid as shit. Finn Balor, for some idiotic reason, is on NXT, and he's also a heel, and I don't know why they're doing that with him, but I don't give a fuck. Goldust is in AEW as well. Goldberg came back, but eh. Yeah. Oh. He's in AEW as well. He debuted as... What was the stupid idiotic name they had for him? Wasn't the Higher Power. It was some stupid name. Either way, he fucking sucks, so I don't give a shit. I already went over Slater getting fired. Hideo Itami. That's... His name was Kenta, I believe, over in Japan. He was released from the WWE. This has been a while back. He, instead of... I believe he was originally from a different promotion in Japan, but he debuted for New Japan Pro Wrestling and joined the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club that's been dead for fucking years now. And people are still joining that shit show. My boy Jago there. Jake Roberts also debuted in AEW as a manager for Vance Archer, I think his name was, who was a guy who used to be in the WWE several years ago, I think. Weird stuff going on there. Jason Jordan is basically retired. He suffered a neck injury or something, and his career's basically done. He works as a backstage like producer, like a road agent essentially. So yeah, he's basically going to get the same treatment that Christian got. Jeff Hardy still works for the WWE for some idiotic reason, and I believe that they're actually supposed to be giving him a big push to keep him around because they don't want him going to AEW to join his brother. Jinder Mahal. I can't believe he wasn't one of the ones that got fired. Johnny Gargano, for some idiotic reason, is a heel in NXT, and he's been feuding with his... how do you even put it? They hate each other, and then they're okay with each other. And then they hate each other, and then they're okay with each other. Fucking, what's his name? Tommaso Ciampa. Sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're enemies. They just can't seem to make up their goddamn mind. But for some idiotic reason, they have Gargano as the heel and Ciampa as the face, despite the fact Ciampa's a natural heel and Gargano is a natural face. And it just doesn't work the other way around. Kane, despite the fact that he's, mayor of Knox County in Tennessee or whatever it is, he still performs with the WWE on occasion. And he's listed as being on SmackDown, I believe. I already mentioned Anderson and Gallows. Keith Lee. This fat, ugly son of a bitch. I don't know why people like this motherfucker. Kevin Owens is a face now, and I guess he's feuding with Seth Rollins. Oh yeah, the Ascension guys haven't been with the WWE for ages, so. But I'm gonna keep them around. Lacey Evans, I don't really know what the hell she's been up to. Don't really care. That one just makes me laugh. She's paired up with Bobby Lashley, and as a matter of fact, I can't believe I didn't remember to do this. Where did Lana go? She's not in here. Well, whatever. Lana. The two of them have been paired up as a couple for so goddamn long in the WWE, and it has been so terrible by all accounts. Now, again, I haven't been watching because I ain't gonna waste my time with that shit, and also because I work on Mondays now, so I can't watch Raw. Oh, good lord. Lars Sullivan was supposed to debut on SmackDown or something a while back, and then he got injured or suspended or something. He said some dumb shit on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe he just got suspended for a wellness violation or something. I don't really know. But he's been out for a long time and they haven't really. He hasn't come back. And they weren't really doing much with him to begin with, anyways. And then you got Leo Rush, another one of the people who was released. And thankfully, because the guy's a little shithead. Liv Morgan, I actually downloaded some new outfits for her. Speaking of, yeah, she come back with this cat suit, and she was supposed to be some uh, enemy of Lana or something. Weird fucking thing going on with that. And then she started. Oh shit! I forgot to set that as a. See, I thought that was weird that I had that there. I downloaded more alternate outfits, and I guess I forgot to list that one as an alternate outfit. Gallows, we went that over. Mandy Rose, oh. They're actually going to be enemies. So yeah, she's a face now. The whole thing with her, there was this really long, drawn-out storyline where Mandy Rose was kind of warming up to, was it Otis? I think it's Otis of Heavy Machinery. Otis was being really nice to her and, you know, trying to get her affection and stuff like that. Oh. Sadly, Maria and Mike Kanellis were also two of the ones who were released. So, that's some sad news. As I already mentioned that, I got that new version of Matt Riddle, Mia Yim, Mickey James, The Miz, Mojo Rawley. Oh. This is another character that I found on the community creations, and once again, I really wish I had wrote down who it was the original author of this creation, because I'd really like to give them credit. But I found this guy and just thought that he looked really fucking cool. All the tattoos and I don't know if that's a mask or if that's face paint. But he's got like blood all over his trunks and his wristbands and his face. I don't know if I was going to change him into something else or if I was going to leave him as is, but I don't know. And then I have my creation Nightmare, who's... yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. The new version of Nikki Cross that I got. I deleted the old ones of these new versions of people that I got, so... No Way Jose is another one who was fired, and really, what the hell else were they gonna do with him? His gimmick was trash, and I mean, what the fuck else are you gonna do with the guy? Oh yeah, Otis. That Otis. Should probably change that. You got... Mandy. So that's probably going to become a thing. Yeah. Ah, poor Paige. She's still employed with the WWE, although after her career-ending injury, she hasn't been wrestling. But they've had her doing different things, you know, either backstage roles or like commentary stuff, things like that. I feel so bad for her. Yeah, that was Pete Dunne. Okay. Couldn't remember if it was Pete Dunne or the other fucking UK twat that I didn't give a shit for. Uh, there was another UK twat. Him and Pete Dunne feuded over the NXT UK championship. And I couldn't give a shit less because there really doesn't need to be another branch of NXT. So, having a UK branch, and I've heard that they may even have a Japanese branch, which would be absolutely stupid. There's Randy. Uh, bunch of the legends. Ricochet. I don't think Ricochet was fired. Although I don't see why not. They're not really going to do anything with him. Riddick Moss. I don't know if he was fired or not. I remember hearing that he won the stupid fucking 24/7 title. He was friends with Mojo Rawley for like a hot second. And I don't know what the fuck. I still have Roman in his heel outfit, and he's going to be feuding with Braun over the Universal title. Rowan. Yeah, like I said, he's fired. So, I don't know. I might just straight up get rid of him because I don't know what else to do with him. I suppose I could put him on Warzone and just use him as a jobber, basically. That actually sounds like a good idea. So yeah. Yeah, both of the War Raiders have their names changed because they're not the War Raiders anymore. They're the Viking Raiders after a couple of other horrible name changes to the team itself. One of them's named Eric, and the other one's name is Ivar. So stupid. His ass finally got fired, too. I called it. This guy sucks. And they just got done ending this feud between Rusev and Bobby Lashley. They were fighting over Lana. And it is just like so goddamn bad. Oh, I have Lana set as his manager too. Well, he's fired, so he ain't gonna be on Raw no more. Yep. I've always hated Rusev. He's ugly as fuck. I don't think he's a very good wrestler. Just fuck him. I already went over Logan getting fired. Although she may end up making a return from what I've heard. Because there are some people backstage who were kind of like petitioning or something. I don't know what the hell. Trying to bring her back. We already talked about that one. And then there's this guy. Once again, I really wish I could find the original creation of this guy so I could give the original creator credit for it. Because I didn't make this guy. But he looks fucking fantastic. And I really want to give the original creator credit for it. So, if anybody out there knows, I cannot find the original creation anywhere on the community creations. I have looked and looked and looked. I've searched under every possible. Obviously, the name that I have him set on is not the original name. I think it was something with Wolf in it. I don't know. But I have searched under every possible thing that I can think of that it might have been. I cannot find this guy again. So either the original creator took it down, or I don't know. But I can't find it anywhere. And I really wish I could give that original creator their credit because they made a really fucking cool looking dude. Rollins. Oh, Christ, why is he still set as a face? Yeah. Oh. Akam and Razor. I first heard their names, and I thought, what are these two? The fucking idiots from that one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie? Toka and Razor? And it should be a faction Rollins with Murphy and the AOP, but see, Rollins and Murphy held the tag team titles. I think that's actually how the um, Street Profits became Raw Tag Team Champions. It was possibly at WrestleMania, I can't remember, but I think there was either a multi-team match or it was just a straight one team versus the other team. And the Street Profits ended up winning and they became the tag team champions. I don't really remember how it all happened and I don't really care. Yeah. Uh, Shayna Baszler had a brief stint on Raw, or at least I think she might still be on Raw. I'm not sure, but I ain't leaving her there because she ain't ready for fucking prime time. She ugly. Ugly as fuck. And I don't give a shit how good of a wrestler she might be. She's okay. I have it set as like a stable there. It's Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Marina Shafir, and what's the other one's name? Jessamine Duke. These four women all came from the UFC or some kind of an MMA background. Obviously, Ronda was UFC Women's Champion, or whatever the stupid fucking name for the weight division they have, bantamweight or some shit like that. It was their women's division. But then she got her shit pushed in by, I don't even know who it was. One of the other ladies who works for the UFC. And Ronda lost. And she ran home crying, and then she decided to sign a contract with the WWE. And apparently these other three girls who they were already friends, the four of them, they all decided to come over to the WWE together. Sheamus is back even though he had like a really bad injury. Eh. Shelton Benjamin. I can't remember if he was one of the ones who got fired or if he maybe just got released a while back. I can't remember. Or maybe he's still employed. I don't know. And I don't know why the hell they brought him back. He was never that good to begin with. Shinsuke. Man. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Shinsuke. He's one of the most talented motherfuckers. And it's just like, oh, well, he's Japanese and he doesn't really speak that great of English, so we're just gonna bury him and make him look like shit. So dumb. Um, Sin Cara, I think, got released as well. I'm not sure if that was part of the big group firing or if that was just a long time ago. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. Uh, oh, why is she set as a face? She's gonna be a heel. Right. So the big storyline, I was talking about this earlier and then I just kind of trailed off. There was this storyline with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. The two guys in Heavy Machinery have been feuding with Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, I believe. And supposedly a text message got sent from Mandy Rose's phone to Dolph Ziggler. I don't remember how it all went. I think Taynara Conti might have been one of the ones who was fired too. Uh, but yeah, so anyways, oh yeah, he's in AEW now. He wrestles under, I'm not sure if it's his real name or if it's just his indie name. What the hell is it? He doesn't go by Ty Dillinger anymore, and he dropped that stupid fucking Perfect 10 gimmick. Good move there, because that was not a gimmick that was going to get you into the main event. Tyler Bate, that was the other ugly ass UK motherfucker who was feuding with Pete Dunne. The Undertaker. Yeah, that's basically what Undertaker looked like when he came back fighting AJ. And if that's what he looked like when this game came out, and that's what he looked like in '02, he really didn't change a whole lot. I mean, his face, it's not like he looks any older, wrinkles or anything. And then there's 91, fucking Ginger Taker, with his red beard and his red mullet. God. Haven't seen much of her, but that's mainly because I don't watch NXT. Why is he ranked at a 92? This motherfucker. Speaking of gimmicks that just ain't gonna get you into the main event. Zelina Vega. And we're back up to the top of the list. Yes, I already have rivalries set. Things are gonna get kicking off. I don't have anything set for NXT. Velocity, blah blah blah. Warzone. And then WCW. I don't know. So shit, I've probably spent a frickin' hour ranting about dumb shit that doesn't even matter to my universe mode, because it's not going to have any bearing, really, other than, you know, the realistic storylines. Basically, what I'm going to do with my universe, and I've probably wasted this video, again, going over the bullshit and not really accomplishing anything. I'm going to use the storylines that they're using currently in the WWE. Most of them, anyways. Not all of them. Ooh. But I'm going to use them as the starting point and just kind of work my way to where I want to go. Aside from the stuff on Warzone, which is my own unique idea. Of course, the logo and the arena, I think I downloaded. They were somebody else's creations, but I think the arena I may have modified. Yeah. But yeah, I was talking about the whole thing with Heavy Machinery, Ziggler and Rude, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Supposedly, a text was sent from Mandy Rose's phone to Dolph Ziggler telling him, I don't even know what it was exactly. But either way, what the punchline ended up being was Sonya Deville was the one who sent the message to Ziggler from Mandy Rose's phone. Since the two of them had been friends for so long, yada yada yada. Apparently, Sonya Deville cuts a promo on Mandy Rose the other week on SmackDown, and apparently it was a pretty good performance on her part because a lot of people were like, bravo, you know, like supposedly that was like a star-making performance for her. And I heard a small snippet of it, and it's the same old generic kind of shit. Like, the two of them had been friends forever. Mandy Rose was clearly the star because she's the pretty one, the blonde one, the really pretty one with the big tits. And Sonya Deville is this really plain looking, not so big titted. And the promo was just generic. I've been in your shadow for so long, and I got sick of it. It's like, really, that same old tired fucking line? And so, yeah, that was her reasoning behind setting all this bullshit up, even though Mandy was, like, legit falling for Otis. Sonya tried to set her up with Ziggler, but then everything went wrong, and Mandy got pissed, and she ended up slapping Sonya and possibly Ziggler. I think there was a match at WrestleMania. I don't really know. Really convoluted, just kind of dumb shit going on. But yeah. Well, I was going to go ahead and start the first show, but yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to do that now because, like I said, I've wasted so much time talking about all this other shit. Adam Cole. I'm not a fan of Adam Cole either, unless if I haven't made that one clear. I think he's a fucking jabroni ass motherfucker. He should have kept his ass in Ring of Honor. The same with his two little punk buddies, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Those fuckers should have kept their ass in Ring of Honor. They're jabroni ass motherfuckers. And Roderick Strong, I don't think is all that great either. Um, God. I ain't a fan of Andrade. Hmm. Well, apparently Sonya Deville is going to be associated with Rude and Ziggler, so maybe I should take Lacey off and put it as Sonya Deville. And just have... You see, I just recently changed a lot of this stuff over, and I had already had plans. Rude was going to feud with Chad Gable because the two of them were a team way back when I did my last video. And I had envisioned, okay, Rude turns heel on Gable, kicks him to the curb, and then Rude gets himself Lacey Evans as a valet. Because it kind of fits. Rude is all about his, Ric Flair rip-off robes and his, uh, all about looking, prim and proper and that kind of silly shit. And uh, Lacey Evans is this prim and proper ladylike, you know, with her little sundresses and her little hat and everything, and she comes out with her little handbag, and it's like, this is a really bad gimmick. Maybe I'll end up doing that at some point later on. Rude and Ziggler both. Yeah, they fired EC3 again. He'll either go back to TNA or maybe he'll show up in AEW. Something tells me he probably won't go back to TNA because he's done like some videos where he has um, he's done some videos online, like I think he released them on his Twitter page or whatever, where he talks about he's changed his look. He he still uses the EC3 initials, but it now stands for Essential Character 3, which is just fucking dumb. Uh, they're on SmackDown. That reminds me, I should probably set them as being enemies with Heavy Machinery. So, Otis and what's the other guy's name? Oh, hell, I don't remember the dude's name. I think I may have already gone past him. Yeah, I missed him. Where was it? There it is. Tucker Knight. Okay, so the two of them, those two teams are going to feud. And then on Rude, he's actually changed his name. It's not Bobby anymore. It's Robert. Because he thinks changing his name to Robert is going to change how much he's completely irrelevant. So that's basically going to be like a, not triple threat feud, but it's going to be like two teams and their ladies all fighting each other. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville don't like each other anymore, so they are going to be at each other's throats. And then you got the two teams. And that's SmackDown is where that's happening. I don't know why I have the New Day feuding with the B team. So we're just going to say, yeah, fuck that, and we're just going to do medium, medium, fuck, oh. Well, there's Rude, and there's Ziggler, and their enemies are going to be Otis and Tucker. Yes. And then I do the ladies on their own separate one as well, but there's no room for it. It really sucks that you can't have more than 3 active rivalries at a time on each show. That might be something that was fixed in 2K20, but for anything that may have been fixed, they broke about 1,000 other things, so I don't give a shit. I'm just going to stick with 2K19. Unless they either come out with a patch that actually fixes all the bugs with 2K20, or until they come out with 2K21, which may not even happen at this point in time. There's been talk that it may not happen. Um, let's go ahead and say Adam Cole and Gargano. And then a tag team. Uh, say, I believe the NXT tag team titles. The current champions are the Broserweights. I believe they won them off of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the two members of Undisputed Era. Two of the members of Undisputed Era. Nah. Actually, that would probably be a good idea there. See, here's the thing. I don't know what the hell Damian Priest's alignment is. Is he a heel or is he a face? He's got this dark, brooding look to him. You'd think he'd be a heel. But, pff, who the fuck knows? I sure don't. Uh... Yeah, I say let's go with that. Then yeah, I guess the tag team ones would be probably short, medium, whatever the fuck. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly against Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne over the tag belts. So there's that. That's good, that's good. That'll do. Okay, so even though I was going to start up the first show and get that going, I don't really think we can do that because I've wasted so much time. However, I would like to make things known. When I do start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deviate from my old style of doing these videos. If you watched, let's see, I think it was 2K17 was the last time I actually did shows and everything in the universe mode. If you watched those videos, you may remember that basically all I ever did was I only ever played the matches that had my own people. Jago, Xander Drax, my girl Angel. That was basically it. Um, I'm going to be deviating from that. Instead, I'm going to be showing each show in its entirety, and I'm going to do my own commentary over the matches. I'm going to watch the AI fighting each other. I'm not going to play the matches. I'm going to watch the AI play the match. Hopefully they won't take too goddamn long. But, I'm going to watch each match and do my commentary on it. And I think I have the actual commentators in the game muted, mainly because Michael Cole is a shitty commentator and I can't stand how robotic it all sounds. And okay, I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but my TV just blanked out. Well, that's probably a good cue to get this wrapped up and get things over with. But yeah, I'm going to be watching the matches, doing my own commentary, and I will play matches that involve my people. And I'm going to be setting the shows up, of course, and everything. So, yeah, right. But yeah, so I guess this has just been another video of more faffing about and wasting everybody's fucking time, including my own. And nobody came into the chat. I even forgot to bring it up myself. I feel dumb. Wow. So this video's just been one big waste of time. My apologies, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody was updated on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and all the changes that I've made. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this boring, rambling mess of a video. But join us next time for more of WWE 2K19 Universe Mode. Hopefully next time I'll actually be able to get around to doing a show or two. And we'll see you next time for that. So I will be seeing you later. But thank you all and good night.